see you. It's been a while. Okay, I have 4 o'clock. The Board of Directors of Williamson County Municipal Utility District. It is Wednesday, the 10th of December, at 2025 at 4 p.m. And let's do roll call real quick. Beth Jones.
Chris Rocco.
David Flores.
Great. Moment of the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Okay, people wishing to address the board. First one is Linda. She is a resident. You didn't put what your agenda item was?
All of them.
Which numbers?
I don't know. It's all of them. It doesn't have to be an agenda item.
Okay,
Let's
go.
go. Tonight's agenda is more of the same self-serving greed from 4 board members, beginning with Carol, Hanoi, Beth Jones, and Chris Rocco. While they work on plunging this district into bond debt, they continue to spend our tax dollars on themselves. They want bond money to cover statutory obligations while funding personal projects and self-interest agendas with the residents' tax dollars. Take their ongoing retribution lawsuit. They initiated it, and it's already costing the district hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees. Round 1, they lost and were ordered to pay our legal fees. Round 2, expect the same outcome, with the total cost exceeding $300,000. That's your money being wasted. Now on tonight's agenda, they want to spend more of your dollars on meeting meals, ordering enough for 18 people so they can take leftovers home to their family. This has been happening for over a year. Why a vote now? Why the charade? Each member gets $221 for attending a 2-hour meeting, more than enough. But when greed steps in, it's never enough. All this wasted money, lawsuits, meals, parties in the parks, self-dealing, should be used for what truly matters, making utilities affordable for the residents who pay the bills. People across the political spectrum reject rigged rules, favoritism, self-dealing, and abuse of power. History will remember these 4 as the most morally compromised board in the history of this MUD district. Enough is enough. Stop the grift. Stop the self-dealing. Start serving the taxpayers. Visit mudeducation.org for the details along with the receipts.
Robert Halper.
I'm not sure I can follow that, but I'll give it a shot. Mine's on the fire protection cost, so that's what I'm addressing here. It got raised 26%, I guess 2 or 3 months ago. And then what I've asked is, who negotiates with the city? And the answer I get, nobody negotiates with the city. We're 14% of their budget. And if you look at our fire protection is number 2 on our expenses, and there's no negotiating, they're not going to get rid of that fire department if we pull out. Won't happen, right? They're just selling off some of their overhead to us. You know, so no negotiation. Bothers me that nobody thinks that there's a committee or something on here that is important enough to go negotiate with the city and get with the other MUDs to see what they're paying. Because I went to the city today and they got different contracts with different MUDs, right? And according to the city, they have notified us 3 or 4 times of increases. We just weren't notified as a MUD of those increases. So, you know, we see it as 26%. So I'm asking the MUD board for 4 things. I'm requesting a person or a committee who negotiates with the city of Cedar Park and works with other MUD boards to decide what's a fair rate to be charged, right? The city of Cedar Park has almost $300 million in investments. If they're getting 7%, which they should be, that's $21 million a year. Yet, you know, if you look at how much that they've increased, the first year was 5%, the second year was 11%, this year it's 8%. I can't afford that going forward. I just can't. You know, cost of living is 2.8 anyway. The second thing is to require 90-day notification of any kind of rate increase out of the MUD. According to the lawyer, we don't have to do that, or it doesn't have to be done. That's what I got from, I guess, the response from Daryl, saying that the lawyer says we don't have to be notified. So.
Of rate increases?
Yes.
Because if any rate is increased, it's through the rate order of the board. All your 2 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah, I'll talk to you.
So I've talked to Senator Campbell's office today, and they're looking into that. They don't believe that that's true, but they don't know, okay?
Are we allowing him more time to speak?
That's up to you all.
No, it's 2 minutes.
I interrupted.
I said 3 minutes
And-
on the
two.
board. It
It's
says
two.
3 on the website.
What do you-
It says 2 minutes on the agenda, but it's a board decision.
Let him talk.
1 more minute, go for it.
Okay, reduce the rate per person until, back to what it was originally, until you can take reasonable increases and get back to where it needs to be. 3, make fire protection part of the taxes. And the website, it says that police and fire are provided by the district, right? We don't have a separate cost for police. Why do we have one for fire? And what do I need to do to find out whether or not you guys will address that or not? Those 4 items I've asked you for.
I would leave it to the board, but probably my recommendation would be work with a director. You can CC me if you need to, but work with the director to ensure that your questions get answered.
Well, it's more questions. I want to see, because if there's no actions, I got to go work
Then
other
I
items.
would recommend working with the director to ensure that
Okay,
you get
great.
it done. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Oh, and I want to thank both David Flores and Daryl Berger for answering my questions. I sent them to everybody, but those are the 2 that answered me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I guess I would just respond to you. Yes, I did get your email, and I did say that we were working on it, and I did immediately contact Daryl and have been working with Daryl. So the response that you got from Daryl has been a communication going on.
Well, it said like, you know, from when I read it, it looked like I get some from you and I never
Madam
did.
President, can we have a point of order? We can't have this back and forth. This, can we move on?
yes.
Thanks.
All right, bookkeeper's report, consent agenda items. So we've got book report, approved bills and invoices, and minutes for the October 15th, 2025, and November 19th, 2025.
So there are no November meeting minutes, those are still in process of being drafted, but the October minutes you all pulled at the last meeting, because I think you wanted Hanoi to review them.
If you had time, we need to.
So I would
They're
recommend
not good.
pulling the bookkeeper's report, doing 2 separate motions, ignore the consent agenda, do the bookkeeper's report, approve that if you're ready, and then discuss the October minutes if you're ready.
Have those, has the October 15th been updated to the correct wording?
No one's talked to me about
Okay,
what
then
needs to
we
be-
can't approve that. But, okay, so what are we gonna do with,
So deferring the minutes, and then you all can move to the bookkeeper's report.
yes? Okay, here you go. gonna do that?
I make a motion that the bookkeeper's report be approved.
And I second that motion.
Okay.
Discussion? Right, discussion?
No, there's no discussion for that agenda.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Yeah, because we changed, we
Nope.
took the minutes out of consent because,
Right.
You all did not, approve the October minutes.
But bookkeeping's not consent anymore?
Consent agenda means everything that's under one agenda item is voted on as one vote. It's a consent vote. But when you pull items out, then it kind of breaks apart the consent and you don't have to have a discussion on it, but it's, the way consent works is consent agenda item, typically I see bookkeeper's report, tax report, minutes,
Okay.
maybe something else, so, yeah.
Go ahead, David.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, point of order. We have made a decision in this board that we would move forward with the consent agenda format. Why are we allowing discussion?
Well,
Because-
my
because
biggest
I'm
is,
asking the
no,
president, she should answer.
David, hang on. So here's my question back to you, Cole. There shouldn't be anything discussed about bookkeeper's report or approved bills and invoices, because we didn't deny that. The October 15th was not changed yet from your office, correct?
Correct, I think she.
Okay, so that's the only one is 5. For
Correct.
4, we shouldn't have to discuss it, we should just be voting on it.
Again, it's a board decision, you don't have to discuss it, you can just vote on it if you'd like, yes.
Let's
We
vote
made that
on it.
decision already, so can we move forward and
Sure.
vote on this? All
Call
in
for a
favor?
vote.
Call the vote.
Okay, all in favor of bookkeeper's report and approve of bills and invoices?
They don't want to talk about the bills.
Oh, I don't agree. I mean, there's no discussion here. You know, how can I come in here and learn about what's going on?
You know what,
Madam
we
President.
can't talk back and forth during the meeting, sir, I'm sorry, we're just not allowed to. It
But
was put in
there's
place
nothing
a long
been
time ago.
communicated here. You know, this is the only place I have to come and
Madam
find out
President,
from
I'll ask
the
a
board.
point
You're gonna have to remove him, and I'm sorry.
No, I'm not gonna be removed.
Moment, please. I would ask that I may make a statement, if that's all right. I would like to.
1 minute,
I would like to do
yes.
one as well. If Carol's going to make a statement, I'd like to make a
Okay,
statement as
then I
well.
rescind that if you do not want to hear what I have to say.
No, I do want to hear what you want to say, but I want to speak as well.
You know what, neither one of us are gonna talk, we're gonna move forward. So the action items, we've got a really long meeting tonight, but we cannot have the public speaking, or you'll have to have them removed, just like we do at every other meeting, and I'm sorry. Okay, engineer report including, number 1, discuss status of sanitary sewer cleaning and televising project.
Hello,
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Sorry for getting y'all to report out late, but we can go over now. So, the good news is we got much better video reports from your contractor, Ames, after some back and forth. Grant and I reviewed those. We put together an exhibit kind of showing the areas that need rehabilitation in your sewer system, as well as a cost estimate. Those are included as attachments 1 and number 2. Which are on the drive. Looks like y'all don't have them. There's no action needed on them. It's really for y'all's information. So this project is included in your bond application, right? The total cost estimate at this point is 1.193. So it is more than what we were thinking, but it is less than what we had earmarked in your bond app amount, okay? And that would be to rehabilitate all of the items that were flagged in the videos that were done for your entire sewer system. Any questions on that?
No.
So what we will do is, we'll notify Ames that, we've kind of completed our analysis of their work. We need them to submit kind of all their final paperwork for the contract to us, as well as with their final application. Once we get all that and it all looks good, we'll probably, hopefully, bring that to y'all for the January meeting to authorize payment and acceptance of that job. And we can put that job to bed. We'll also submit a letter to the TCEQ notifying that y'all completed y'all's required televising scope, and that there were some things noted, and that y'all are moving forward with rehabilitation of those items via a bond application and selling bonds on the rehab project.
I got a question. Out of the whole project, what are your biggest concerns about, or repairs? Is there some that are very time sensitive that have to be done? Is there sewage leaking? What is your biggest takeaway from that?
I mean, there were certainly some areas that are in worse condition than others. I think for some of the videos and things that I did see that were pretty bad, where some of your manholes have quite a bit of exposed aggregate in the concrete, meaning that the cement has been kind of eaten away by the H2S gas. But we didn't see any areas that had like exposed rebar, which would, or kind of huge holes in manhole structures. There was some pipes that had some holes that were going to require some point repairs. Most of them are on the top. We didn't see any huge breaks or anything that we would need to kind of trigger an emergency repair at this time.
Usually how long, what is the lifespan of those concrete pipes that are needing some repairs? What is usually the life expectancy?
So the majority of your pipes are either PVC or ductile. I don't think we saw really any concrete pipes for that many of them.
There's some that were repairs,
So, depending on the pipe material, there's different life expectancies.
Right.
The manhole structures themselves, you could probably ask 10 different engineers to get kind of 10 different numbers, but I think generally you're looking at kind of that lifespan for some of those original concrete manholes. But that's all kind of dependent as well as to the flow geometry going into the manhole, how much H2S gas is being released in the manhole or not, right? So, in some of the manholes where like force main is discharging and that water is hitting and becoming very turbulent and releasing gas, those are generally going to see most of your corrosion the soonest. And then you have some manholes that have been rehabilitated previously that are in good condition. So it's kind of hit or miss all across the board, which is why we did an analysis of each and every manhole in the district.
And most of them, were a lot of them found in the older sections? Is that where our main focus, or is there just sporadic around the district?
It is kind of, the items are kind of cascaded throughout the district. There's not, a particular zone that looks to have a higher density of repairs than another.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I just want to make sure that, it wasn't, since the district by 620 and El Salido, or the older section, I wanted to see if it was focused there, most repairs, and then if eventually during time it was going to move towards the newest part, just to get a mindset and prepare for the future. So I appreciate your assistance.
And David, I know I got out late to you guys and didn't have time to kind of review it. But I would love if you wanted to look at Exhibit 2, which shows it's 7 pages. So the first page is your whole district, and then we kind of cut it into individual viewports so you can see. Grant did a good job of pulling out all types of different symbols and colors to show you the various issues and recommended rehab methods. I would love to sit and talk to you if you want to.
Okay, yeah, I just don't have my iPad because Beth hasn't given it back, so I'm not able to really do the work necessary. Thank you.
On that note, moving forward, would y'all like us to print copies of our report and attachments? We'd be more than happy to.
Please.
Okay. Daryl, I see we got the famous projector up and running.
It's connected to Stephanie's laptop, but yes.
Okay, so any other questions or comments, concerns, letters of love about the thing about license?
Did the infrastructure committee
I did
meet?
not have it done in time for the infrastructure committee meeting that we had on the 4th.
So you had it this month?
Yes, sir. I think we had it.
And both members attended?
They did. Okay. I have it in a block sleep issue right now. So the minutes are attached.
I would look at it if I had an iPad. Ongoing problem.
Hey Reese, any chance you can pop up the engineer's report or attachments on your fancy device over there?
It's gonna take me a minute because
Okay.
I gotta download it from your, to this.
Do you want to skip that one and come back? Yeah, and we'll come right back to it, because you still have one more, right?
Oh, I got a few other things.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so, item B is the lead and copper rule revisions. We did draft an affidavit, full disclosure, Grant and I are engineers, we're not attorneys. If y'all don't mind giving Cole a little bit of, authorization to review the affidavit, just make sure we didn't write something dumb in there. And kind of make sure that it looks like it was written by somebody who's competent.
Did the TCEQ ever?
They don't have any.
I'd like to make a motion that we authorize Cole to review the letter that
Yes, it's
Jacob was presenting.
the affidavit that we're gonna take to Christensen Plumbing. That, you know, they might need to tweak some of the statements in there. You know, I think Grant put some things like, we've been in this area since 1950. We were involved in the installation of service lines for these subdivisions. So however they want to maybe see that wording for their affidavit. But wanted to get Cole to kind of green light it and then us get in front of Christensen Plumbing. If that's something that they could execute and document, we would then take that to the TCEQ and say, hey, based on this information, do you agree that we can take these service lines off the unknown classification? And you guys will not have a situation with service lines that are denoted as unknown.
Okay.
Can I get a second? A second?
Well, I'll second that.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Thank you. Your Degama and Sunshade Lift Station rehabs. Grant has done his work on that. It's in my court to review. We'll be getting it reviewed. And so then at that point, we should be able to finalize it and put it out for bid.
Okay.
That again was a project as part of the bond application as well. So that's where that project is at. Item D, infrastructure committee. We did meet on the board. You can see the minutes attached there. In that meeting was the sidewalk assessment was discussed again. We originally prepared you guys a task order in September. That task order is attached as attachment 5. If you'd like us to move forward with that, let us know.
We recommend that we move forward, correct, Chris, when we met?
Right.
The sidewalk, yeah?
Yes,
You gonna make a vote?
yes.
Make a motion?
Make a motion, Chris?
What was this for? Sign check.
This is for the, on the sidewalk.
The sidewalk repairs?
Yes.
Okay. Make a motion that we go forward with the sidewalk assessment as per, have you got it written up yet, or?
It's attached,
Okay.
attachment 5.
All right.
You want to put that dollar amount in there?
Oh, yeah, here, let me, yeah. So it is for, so we'll walk all your sidewalks, we'll evaluate the conditions, we'll take photos, we'll document, we'll create an evaluation matrix for them, let's go to process them based on what we see, and how we're doing this. You know, level 1 or 5 or red, blue, green, something like that. To kind of classify, hey, this is what you should fix today, you maybe do this one in a couple of years, or maybe you decide not to do certain things. And again, it depends on the county's grant. Maybe we package stuff up to Trax County and send it to them, say, what can we do about this? And we know that's possible. That amount is $23,560.
So,
Yep.
You
So he
motion
just second that, all in favor?
Oh, wait, we
Or
have
we're
to
gonna
have
do
discussion?
discussion?
Yeah, thank you. I just want to make a comment that, once again, my stance is that that the MUD district should not be involved in repairing sidewalks. The sidewalks are on residents' properties. It is up to the residents to fix their own sidewalks. We have a whole lot more repairs that are infrastructure, and if we're, I don't think we should be spending this money. We should be using that money to make the necessary repairs to our infrastructure and not taking out that certain amount in the bonds. That's less money. That money we should be using for the infrastructure, and you can deduct that from the bonds that we're gonna take out, but I don't believe that the MUD district should get in the business of sidewalk repairs. Thank you.
Who's keeping minutes?
I'm doing that.
I want you to make sure that David Flores wants residents to pay for sidewalks repairs. And mention that that's on one side of the street, so they're the only ones that are gonna have to pay for it. Thank you.
Okay, and I want to put in there also that, let me think about it.
David, we're not gonna talk about
We're not
other
gonna
people.
play that
If you're
game.
gonna talk about yourself, that's fine. It's a statement that you made.
I wanted to make a comment, please, is that I understand the motion is being presented to us, that I'm making the motion that we approve the evaluation process to go forward. It is not the repairs, but it is the evaluation. And I can clearly see in evaluating sidewalks, David, I do see a distinction in sidewalks in some measure. There are some that are critical, for example, those that are going to the schools or going down El Salito, or they're in front of our park or that sort of thing. So there are sections or places that I think we do directly.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, so
If
what
it's
my
on district
point-
property.
David, your time is up.
I
Thank
can
you.
take care of it, I can take care of it. David, I do understand. But what I'm trying to say is what the motion is before us right now is that we approve the evaluating process. And in that once that is done, we can make decisions about sections or places or however we want to look at it at that time. So we're not spending money now, okay? It's to move
You
forward.
have an evaluation, money's gonna come right after that, and you're gonna spend it.
Order,
Okay,
So-
all right.
order.
Yeah, I want to comment. So
You're just
wanna
gonna do
go
it
for
just to say, okay, this is what's wrong? No, you're gonna do the repairs.
David, I'm not
David,
trying to argue
please.
with you. I don't want that kind of a
We're having a
tone with
discussion right here.
But I don't want it to elevate in its tonality, okay? David, I respect you. I respect you. Okay, I made my comment. I have heard the motion, and that's the motion to go forward with the evaluation. Now, what I think, if I'm understanding, Madam President, we need a second at this point, is that what?
Well, we need to see who else wants to speak
Okay.
first.
Well, I seconded the motion, so there is a
Yes, you
second,
did.
right, yeah.
Yes, you did.
So,
You're gonna make a statement?
well, the engineers wants to talk, so.
Do you mind if I offer just a couple 2 cents?
Absolutely.
So, I have no preference whether you guys want to authorize this work or not. But assuming you do, in the evaluation, we can denote, this sidewalk is in front of a residential property, or this sidewalk is along El Cerrito, or wall, kind of some physical denotation, right? So that then you can say, okay, maybe we prioritize fixing the ones that are kind of common sidewalks versus in front of someone's front yard. Again, that's y'all's decision. We had previously drafted with Cole a resolution as to how the board was going to handle sidewalk repairs as a practice. Maybe taking this evaluation documentation, that's signing it, attaching it to maybe an updated resolution that says, hey, moving forward, and this is all y'all's decision, I'm just thinking hypothetically, the district intends to rehab or monitor the condition and potentially rehab sidewalks in common spaces like thoroughfare right-of-ways, and does not intend to repair sidewalks in front of somebody's house on a residential street. Maybe that's something that you could do such that you have the data to allow you to update your resolution and then make a decision on whether or whether or not you want to then rehabilitate sidewalks in particular areas. I think making that distinction, whether a sidewalk is in front of someone's house or not, would provide you at least the data, David, to argue your side of the street or not. Those are just my 2 cents.
So I do want to put my two,
Questions?
you have,
I
yeah.
have a question, and
Go
Devin,
for
if you
it.
want to go for it, I'm fine.
No, I'm just gonna say that, I've lived there for 26 years and it has always been fixed by the mud. Travis County has not fixed it. I do not want us to be responsible for an elderly person or even a handicapped person or a child, it doesn't matter who it is. I don't want them to get hurt if they trip over it. I can tell you that when you bought your house, you didn't know that you were gonna be taking care of that sidewalk. It's something that has been taken care of by the MUD for years. I think that we need to keep that in consideration when we move forward. I don't want to see people get hurt. I don't want to see elderly people fall. And then they come back and say, oh, the MUD didn't want to take care of us. And so this is what happened. It is not, I do not think that it's the owner that should be taken care of, that when it was being put in by the MUD. That's my 2 cents.
Cole, do we have any
And I
legal
want to make the
obligation?
question to both of you and maybe to the board, but the reason why we're here is because we've spent a lot of time researching about sidewalks, and we came to the conclusion that county wasn't going to fix them. Is that correct?
Correct.
Williamson County has issued documentation that they will not.
Okay.
Travis County has not necessarily issued that same ordinance,
Thought we had that already.
and that's written in the current resolution.
Yep.
And so the way the resolution is currently written is that upon evaluation and figuring out what sidewalks had issues, that could be sent over to Travis County to see if they would do anything about it. And if they do or don't, would then present the district with an opportunity to decide to do or not do. So y'all haven't, made a stance that y'all will replace
Correct.
or rehab or repair any particular sidewalks whatsoever.
Cole, I have a question for you.
It's very,
If somebody falls on the sidewalk across the street, can they sue the MUD district? Obviously, they can sue the MUD district, but what are the chances that
What
they
is
would
the,
prevail?
what is the MUD's liability
Right,
in that?
correct.
Oh, chances they prevail, slim to none.
But if it's cracked and has a hole in it, it's a different story.
Hold on, Beth, I'm in the middle of having a question.
So MUDs have governmental immunity, so essentially there's a very high burden that one has to reach for a MUD to be considered liable for something like a sidewalk that has a hole. If there is a sidewalk that's owned by the district or maintained or controlled by the district, typically it's used on some district property like detention ponds and stuff like that, and there is a hole and a resident, most of the time, boards won't know about an issue unless it's brought to your attention. So if, say, your operator goes out and looks and says, hey, there's this sinkhole in the detention pond, or there's this huge hole in the sidewalk, that this district sidewalk or district driveway, we really think we need to make a repair, and that's on record and you all just ignore it, then someone could sue the district and say, well, the MUD's being negligent, they were aware of this issue and they didn't take any action. But again, that's on MUD-owned property.
So it would be this sidewalk in front of this building would be MUD district property because we own this whole park. So all this sidewalk would be district property.
Yeah, unless, absent, looking at the plat and figuring out, is it MUD or is it county? I don't know where the property line is.
Right.
But yeah, if it's MUD-owned property, then the MUD could be held liable for
Okay.
that. But again, you have governmental immunity, so it's very difficult.
So,
So what I'm
wait,
hearing,
I'm not done yet, Beth.
didn't know you were
so-
getting another 3
hold on, Beth.
minutes.
So now if we make the repairs, well, so we do the assessment, we say, here's a problem, now we identified problems. Do we open ourselves to any potential litigation at that point?
Still probably not. Again, you still have governmental
Okay.
immunity, so you would have a very strong case if the district doesn't have any reason to make repairs. So if you evaluated it and you had this list of potential areas, again, no one's complained about anything or brought up any sense of any injury or fear of anything. So if you have this potential list, the MUD can make repairs. My recommendation would be if you elected to make a repair on, let's say, as a privately owned stretch of sidewalk, you would talk with that resident, say the MUD's willing to do this, and have them sign some sort of liability waiver that basically states, hey, the MUD's gonna make this repair, this is gonna be a one-time thing, however, you're gonna hold us, you can't come after the MUD, and basically it's a hold
That
harmless.
was my next question, is if
Yeah.
we did the repair,
It's
how
like a
would
hold
we-
harmless, so
Okay.
you would,
I
if
just-
you were to go down that path, it would probably be best to adopt some sort of hold harmless policy.
Okay, yeah, I just wanna be protected, I don't want them district.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Madam President.
Okay, E,
Well, we need a final vote on that. You've got a motion and a second for the sidewalk assessment.
I think we need the assessment. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's to say.
Okay.
Call it up.
All in favor?
Damn, I'm really torn on this one.
Okay, but we
I don't-
just got
I
our
don't believe-
vote.
I don't, yeah, I'm gonna vote no, thank you.
You usually do.
Item B, bond application report, we're getting going on it, I think Grant's scheduled a meeting with me next week to review the first draft.
True.
So we'll, once we get a really good draft compiled, we'll sit down with your FA, your attorney, to kind of go over it, make sure everything looks good. We'll continue to update the cost summary for projects and things as we kind of get ready.
Excellent. Any update on racing the amount?
No update yet. I'll tell you all, a conversation that's been had. Currently, we are planning, I think when y'all kick us off on the bond application report, is based on a summary of cost of about $4.4 million. And since then, Cole, you got a documentation from the Attorney General of a grand total in the district of
About 5.3, give or take.
remaining authorization in like the 5.3 threshold, somewhere around there. So if we proceed with this bond and you guys sold it for $4.4 million, you would have remaining just under about $1 million of bond authorization. Generally, that's kind of a no man's land of remaining authorization to even go issue a bond. The concern would be that you would have just the right amount that you would pay kind of an exorbitant amount of soft cost, and you really wouldn't get a good bang for your buck in that remaining authorization. And so kind of the question was then posed to Westwood, said, hey, look at the asset management plan and the CIP. Is there another potential infrastructure project that could be put into this bond application package to use your entire remaining authorization amount, so that you're not caught with kind of $1 million you can't really spend, well. And so Grant and I are looking at that to see if there's something that makes sense for your aging infrastructure to put into that bond application amount. When we kind of come to that conclusion and we have a potential revised summary of cost, that will get presented to you all for discussion. Does that make sense? Any questions?
No, it does. Thank you.
Item F, the Lakeland Oaks CMU wall, we went out there every quarter this year, really no change in the slight tilt of the wall. Next year, we're proposing to go out there every 6 months versus every quarter. Close on that. I don't think, Cole, you have any update on the land from DR Word? Last one is the Hatchlow Station pump replacement. So I think this summertime, one of the mechanical seals on one of the pumps needed to be replaced. We contacted the contractor, Liberty Civil, about it at that time. They contacted Smith & Loveless, which is the manufacturer of the pump. And Smith & Loveless' stance was that the mechanical seal replacement was not a warranty item. That was their stance. At the time, the pump needed to be replaced, so Exmark proceeded with replacing the mechanical seal on the pump. Exmark has sent me kind of all their quotes for the labor and the seal replacement. So I have all that tabulated. Don't have the exact number in front of me. I think it's like $11,600, just around that $12,000 threshold. I've since left a voicemail with Steve Lugan, the general contractor for Liberty Civil. I need him to take an official stance on whether he views that as a warranty claim or not. We issued final completion on the project on August 21st, 2024. The contract states that any repairs within 24 months of the date of final completion arising out of defective workmanship or materials will need to be covered by the contractor. Again, this is a contract written by your previous engineer and attorney that was put out there. So I am going to push the contractor that this is an issue with the materials. I don't think it's workmanship, but the email that came across from the pump manufacturer said that they thought the mechanical seal had failed due to metal shavings. My concern is why is there metal shavings in the pump? why is one mechanical seal failing and the other one is not? They're both installed at the same time, they force alternate, one would assume that both pumps have the same amount of wear and tear. So I'm gonna push the general contractor on that one. I think we have all the documentation that we would need. If they continue to say no, that they're not gonna honor that refund of that $12,000 or $11,600, I'll update the board in January, and Cole can probably help us figure out what the next measures are.
Regarding that lift station, so now it's operational, fully functional, and it got repaired, correct?
That's my understanding.
Right. Okay. I sent you an email about the 2 pumps. Did you confirm with Infomark that they received those from?
I have not gone back through my emails to see if I have any documentation. So just for everyone's knowledge, when the lift station was kind of put in emergency status mode while we were waiting on the rehab job to get finished, there was 2 pumps that were put in there that were functioning. When Liberty Civil came in and installed these new pumps from Smith & Lovelace, those 2 pumps were then taken out of service. About at that time, while we're engaged with municipal operations and consulting and waiting on the 6-month termination of Infomark to complete. So at that time, MLC picked up those pumps and took them to the shop to keep them, covered in metal leather, such that if you ever needed to use them again, you could. When y'all made the decision to stick with Infomark and not proceed with MLC, MLC was to take those pumps to Infomark and deliver them to them. My memory says that I have an email documentation of that, transfer of the pumps. I'm going to look to find those. I don't know if you guys can confirm that you have the pumps or not at this point, but
I'd have to check with our operations manager. That was before my time here in the district.
so my memory says that they were transferred back to McKenzie from Lonnie Wright at MLC. I can confirm that. I just haven't, David, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. So everybody knows that we should have 2 good pumps on standby if anything arises. It would have been great to have those pumps and have it in place. So this repair, could we have used that pump, put it in, and then keep the one that's there? Well, maybe because of the warranty, we probably wouldn't have done it.
I think you were better off in having Infomark proceed with the repair. Like they
This
did.
way we can just go through them. But we do have 2 pumps that is our assets, and they should be available if anything happens in the future. Let me just point out to all of you that the reason MOC took it is because Infomark refused to take possession of them because we terminated them, and we were going with MOC, so they refused to hold on to the pumps. So MOC stepped up and said, you know what, we're going to take it and we'll store them for you because we planned on hiring MOC, so that's why they had possession of it. So I just want to let you know that Infomark refused to take them at that point in time.
And about when was this happening, David?
So this was when our lift station failed.
Yes.
And you have proof of that? Because I know the MLC didn't want the job at the end. So we're not gonna go tick-tack back and forth with this?
Well,
Unless you have the absolute facts on everything?
Can I chime in, Beth? If you don't mind, I just checked my emails, David. So on September 19th, I messaged McKinsey and copied the municipal office on the right and said, hey, the salvage pumps from Hatch Lift Station were picked up by MLC, and we need to figure out where they can bring them back. Can you let me know when and where to drop them off? She responded on that same day, said check in with our ops manager, we'll get back to you. On that same day, she responded, replied to all, said, hey, bring them to the Ghana lift station, please. I don't have any additional emails about that subject matter. If we can check the Ghana lift station, see if there's 2 pumps sitting out there, or check the drops, but
Right now we have 2 pumps just missing, assets just missing.
Who took them? MOC?
correct.
Okay.
I'll check some
can we check on that?
We'll do.
That's all I have in my report.
Thank you for reading that.
You said that email was, change of email was September 19th?
Sure. I can
Yep.
forward it to you all if you
Yeah,
want.
can you forward it to me? I appreciate it, thanks.
Might as well do it, everybody.
I will.
Okay, and then you have one that you want, it looks like, are you ready?
For his is done, okay. Is it our turn?
Do you want to go, yeah. Do you want to do something up on the screen?
Oh, if y'all wanted to look at the sewer rehab exhibit or cost estimate, or any of the attachments, we can pull them up.
Is it part of your attachments though? All right, just, because I only pulled just your report.
I sent them as separate.
Separate.
Yes, we
Oh.
I'll just check them. It should be on the website, right? All the materials on the website right now?
You
It's on
just
the
sent
website.
this.
I sent them very late, so.
Oh, okay.
404.
But they will be, okay, so any,
They're on it
if
now.
anybody wants to see them, they'll be on the
They're
website.
already there, yeah. Jacob will put them on later.
They're on the Google Drive for sure.
Yeah, but I'm just, for residents that are watching, if they wanted to pull it up. It should be on the website shortly. Is it already there? No?
As well as any financial information is also public, and you can request it, so, just in case somebody's asking for those.
Correct. Okay, are we moving on? Or?
I think we're ready. Moving on.
Are you done?
Yep.
I'm done.
Okay. All right, new business. Adopt resolution concerning ultra-virus acts taken by directors, and that is,
Yeah, I'll say that resolution specifically is called the Resolution Clarifying Director Roles and Responsibilities. But that's what Hanoi mentioned,
Right.
or requested 2 months ago, so that's what, feel free to talk about it, and I can talk about it.
Yeah, so we had one of our directors, Director Flores, engage one of our residents, took it upon himself to fiddle with one of our electric system when we have a contract in place.
It was a
As
light
somebody
fixture,
to
not
do
system.
that. And so I just ensure that we want to be safe in our district. And so I recommend that any work order or any request is to be done by our contractors, not by board members. We're here to govern, not to manage or to do things. That's the role of our contractors. So, yeah, that's the reason of the resolution. So if you can post that up there. I think-
Is that a motion you're making? You're supposed to
Can
make a
you
motion
go
to
ahead
discuss.
and display the,
I have it down,
it's not,
no,
Point of order, Madam President, he needs to
Yeah.
make a,
I can't. now.
David, can you
I have
please
to
stop
download it
talking?
and
You're out of point of
go
order.
offline, and this
Please.
thing's not set up to do like online.
okay. So can you just briefly
Yeah, sure.
explain
So-
the
So the district
Resolution.
has, and for members of the public too, the district has the right to enter or to contract and employ, various consultants to perform jobs on behalf of the district. And so when this got brought to my attention, Director Avila asked for a resolution basically stating that, basically trying to protect the district, so directors do not go and make repair work that residents will say, well, the district did this repair work. And so this resolution basically states that, the district should employ or contract with all persons, firms, partnerships, or other entities deemed necessary by the board to conduct the affairs of the district. The board acknowledges that when a director performs a task on behalf of the district without the district's express authorization, as evidenced by a successful motion at a board meeting, the director is not acting on behalf of the district. And so essentially what that means is, when a director, in any situation, like with a corporation to a private entity, if you go out and say you're representing this private entity, whether it's a corporation or in our case, if you're a director and you're going and saying, I represent the MUD's position is this, and the board hasn't given me express authority to do that, that director is acting outside of his or her scope or their role as a director. And so, in this case, this is just Director Avila wanted to have the board adopt this resolution, so if directors do go and repair lights or do anything like that, residents can't then turn around if they get injured and say, well, this was a mud repair, the mud repaired this, when in fact, the district gave no authorization for that director to do it. It was just the director who did that on behalf of him or herself. And so, it just goes on to say the board acknowledges that there are oftentimes tasks or projects that are simple and can be easily completed. If a director wishes to perform such a task as a director on the board, he or she must bring it to the attention of the board and request that the board formally vote to approve the activity. An example of that was a few months ago. There was a watering issue, I think, in the district, and Director Flores and Rocco both said, we'll bring buckets of water up and we'll water I don't remember, but we'll water whatever it is, and the board said, great, we're okay, go ahead and do that. So that's really what this resolution is.
Okay, so I move that we adopt the resolution concerning ultra-virus acts taken by director as drafted by our attorney. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay,
Excellent.
all in favor?
Discussion?
Go ahead, David.
Yeah, thank you. Just want to point out that it was not a repair. A resident reached out and said a light was shining into his bedroom from the park. It was merely a screw that had to be loosened, adjusted, tightened the screw back up. There was no electrical wires touched. There was nothing like that. It was just adjusting the light to point to the playground, not his bedroom. So I went over, I loosened the screw. Director Avila would not know anything about a screw or unscrewing because he's not that kind of man.
Point of order.
So what I did
Point of order,
was,
you're done. No, I'm sorry, we are not
what
gonna
I
bash
did-
other board members, we are done.
What I did
Would
was
you like to be
adjusted the
removed?
light.
1,
I took a picture
2,
of
okay, can
myself
we take a vote, please?
and I sent it to the directors and they were
Remember,
upset that
I'm
I
I'm
did.
glad to make a vote. Anybody-
Okay,
can
let's
you
make
call
a
the
vote. We've asked him to be quiet and he has
Call the
not.
vote.
Okay, all in favor of asking David to please leave? All in favor?
What are we voting for?
We're asking him to leave
The
because he will
resolution for
not
David not to
stop.
fiddle with electric components in this
And
district.
I've asked him to be quiet and
Are
he
you
did
voting
not.
on the resolution that annoyed me
No,
or me to leave?
That's what I'm asking.
For you to leave.
No, let's vote on noise.
There's a motion on the table, so let's just get this
And
done.
I seconded it, and let's have a vote.
All
I'm
in
so in
favor.
favor of that.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No more.
I vote yes. It doesn't bother me.
Well, you can't be climbing ladders. Okay, discuss and approve meals at meetings. So, I just want to go back to July of 2025 when I went to AWBD conference, which I still think should be mandatory for all of our board. I'm just going to include that in there, which I wasn't going to say for this, but I am going to say that. In the state of Texas for MUD boards, it is the proper thing to do to feed your contractors and your board members when you have meetings. It doesn't, I've talked to a lot of
During
people.
meal times.
During mealtime, well, even I've heard today that some even get fed at 10 a.m. There's only a few districts in the state, I'm talking 2, that do not feed theirs. There's not many at all. And that we know of, Linda, because I'm sure you're going to start hunting. This is a political thing for you. I understand that.
Point of order, Madam President.
It's not point of order. It is a fact. We have been going through this for several years. This MUD fed their board directors and their contractors for years. I don't know who has blood sugar problems. I don't know who has what. But what I do know is that because this board, most of us work, the only time that we can have our board meetings is in the evening. It is the polite thing to do. It is respect and commitment to our contractors that come here and drive here right after they get off work from other meetings to come here. It's a sacrifice that they do for us. Yes, they get paid, but it's important that we take care of our people. It's strengthening relationships, I believe, because it's not all intense. You're helping them. It's happened for years in this district, and I'll ask Chris first. Chris, when you were first on the board, did you have meals?
We always had meals. When we had meetings at dinner time, there was food served.
Yes. We're not asking to go buy steaks. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is offering sandwiches. We're offering fajitas. It's Christmas. Offering meals that can hold people over, right? That's what we're doing. Elizabeth, are you on the phone? Is she there?
Which is,
Yes, I am.
Elizabeth, can you share with what we talked about a little bit today on how the state, and I know that you work with AWBD also, on what it is, because I understand that we have a few residents that think that this is criminal, but can you help people understand?
By the way, one resident.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
to
one.
clarify that.
Can you help us understand how meals run in the state of Texas for board meetings?
Well, I mean, I can only speak to the board meetings that I have attended in Austin, Texas, or Austin, Houston, Dallas, and El Paso. And historically, all of the meetings that I've attended, if it has been at a mealtime designation, so like for breakfast or lunch, or even in the evening for dinner, something has been supplied by the MUD board to the consultants and their directors.
Thank you.
I did poll the majority of my account management staff today, and there were a few that said that they do have evening meetings, that there's not anything supplied, but those meetings typically are 30 to 45 minutes. So it's, there. I mean, it would be kind of pointless for them to order something for a 30-minute meeting.
That would be great if we had a 30-minute meeting. I don't think we've ever done that. Thank you for speaking, Elizabeth. Lisa,
Yes, ma'am.
are you there?
Yes.
So, you've been attending a lot of board meetings. How does that go?
I would say that 95% of the meetings I attend, if it's during a mealtime, a meal is provided, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So basically the same thing that Elizabeth said. It's not anything fancy, but it's
No.
something to hold you over. If the meeting's going to be a couple hours long, then a meal has always been provided and paid for by the district for the directors and the consultants, and if there's enough left over for anyone that attends.
Thank you. Cole, how does it go for you when you're going to your board meetings?
most of my I'll preface this by saying there's no rule against or for doing meals. I think it's just common practice that districts will provide lunches or something, some sort of food during a mealtime board meeting. I think I only have one district that meets at noon that does not provide lunch. That's because they all go out to lunch after the meeting. But the vast majority of my districts do provide something. Yeah.
Thank you. And when I went to AWBD, that's what I was told. I wanted to share that video with you, but there's another guy that overruled it, so you can hear him more than you can what she said. But, if you attend those conferences, they'll talk to you about that. And that it is the respectful thing to do for your contractors and for your board that works so hard. We don't get paid a lot, but what we do is we need to have food in our bodies to be able to have these long meetings.
And by the way, when we have meals, right, that single person is complaining. I just want to, just for you to know, for the public knows, that once I leave this meeting, I get harassed and recorded like this at this distance.
Yes.
And that is not nice.
No, it's not, and it is a form of, I would say.
Intimidation.
It is.
And harassment, yes.
And she will use it for political things. But to let people know that that has been taken care of in this district for years and years and years. I'm not lying. It didn't stop until you were on the board. Anyways, anybody else have anything to talk about with that? And can we, I make a motion that we do not exceed, I don't know how many people will be here, but I'm staying under from what I was told by other people today. But, so you guys might be shocked. I know you're still on the call. But I'm only asking for 375 or below. We don't need to do these huge prices of 500 to 1,000 that they have budgeted. That's not what we're asking for. What we're asking for is to make people sure that people aren't starving, right? So I make a motion that we don't go over 325 and that we are able to have meals when we are going to have meetings that we know will be over an hour. Can I get a second on that?
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
Yes,
Of course, go.
of course, absolutely. I was gonna say my 2 cents. That's why I joined the board, that's why I ran, so I could speak and voice my opinion. You know, to me, it feels it's all self-interest, you know, just because you've been doing it for years doesn't make it right. We get paid $210 to be here for 2 hours. That's more than anybody makes here, okay? So that's what, $105 an hour is what we're getting paid to be here?
But it's a
Excuse me,
$7,000
Don't
top.
interrupt.
No, you're not being honest about it though.
So I don't believe that, you know, you either take the money or take the meal. You know, one or the other, but why do both? You know, it's not the MUD's responsibility to make sure that the dude with the low blood sugar is fed. That's his responsibility. He's an adult. He knows how to monitor his sugar. He knows how to eat. It's not our responsibility to feed people. You know that you're going to be here 2 hours, grab a snack, grab a granola bar, bring it with you, snack on it. It doesn't need to be the MUD to feed
Point of order,
everybody.
he's making this whole meal deal on one single person and disclosing medical information? Really? Wow.
I didn't bring up the diabetes, okay?
Wow.
I didn't bring up the low blood sugar. You know, I didn't bring it up.
Madam President, point of order.
Point of order.
Why disclose medical information?
Very dramatic.
No, I just said that there are people that have that. I did say that.
Yeah, okay, so why didn't you make
But
a
I
big
didn't
deal
go
when she
into,
said it?
but I'm not asking them to bring food because it's not their responsibility, David.
It's not their
It's
responsibility.
you know what, I'm not gonna get into this with you.
It's not their responsibility to take care of their blood
Can
sugar.
somebody make
It's
a
our
comment?
responsibility to take care of their blood sugar. So I'm just making the point that we don't need to
Okay,
feed
David,
people.
you're done. Thank you. Hanoi, do you have anything you'd like to say?
To me, it's very simple, okay? We should not be discussing the per diem that we get. That's set by law, right? Whether we put in the request or not, it's up to each director to do. So why are we discussing that? The attorney of this district just said there's not a rule and we make a decision. So why wasting all this time on a decision that we can just quickly make and perform a regular business practice? To me, it's common sense. So serving a meal, I don't have any issue with that.
Okay, let's call, Carol, do you have anything?
And those that have issues, run and change things. That's why we got elected.
It's called respect and commitment to our people. It's not about the board, it's
Well,
about our
self-interest.
contractors. All in favor, let's make a vote.
Well, just one last comment. I've been on a few boards in my life. This is certainly my first MUD board to be a part of. I was a part of a groundwater board for many years, which is subject to the same set of rules that this board is a subject to. I've also been affiliated with many other kinds of boards that are governmental in their description. I've seen things always. I would dare say almost always there's something, whether it's big or not, but there's always something. And the consideration is you want people to be willing to run who want to run for a board. Most people who run for this board are working people, and they are running, they most likely do not get to have something before they come to this. This is not a party-like kind of environment that we're in. It's a very intense environment that we're in. I know you must sense that as you're listening and watching as things go on. So it is a practice to take care of the people who have the responsibility of taking care of things for you. And so because of that, I think it is a good thing to have in place. That's my opinion.
How about taking food home to their families? Is that
I'm
okay?
not talking about anything else, David. I've had my
Well,
say.
Can you call the
Ladies
vote?
and gentlemen, they take food home
Point
to their
of
families.
order.
Just to let you
No,
know.
we don't let it go in the trash if
Yeah,
there's
we should
stuff left
throw it
over.
away, David,
That
that's
is not
right.
true.
God, let's not take it home and have it
No,
used.
let's just not order it.
Just
Oh, I
as,
see.
Point of order for the
right, I mean,
last
systemic
time.
corruption over meals, and that's all a delusion. So can you please call the vote? Let's just move on.
Call the vote, please. All in favor? 4-1. General manager.
streetlight survey conducted on the 14th last month. There was one outage reported to EDC for repair. The accountability metrics aren't fully updated because the meeting was earlier in the month, so we don't have that for the November accountability. There were 877 delinquent letters mailed, 297 tags hung, 0 disconnects, just because a lot of these were due to the billing conversion that we recently had. The previous projects, playgrounds, etc., they have a few smaller playground repairs that are in process. Park Protect, the playground, etc., is the larger renovation to address some of the safety issues. That's still being scheduled. Park Protect, they have a couple of minor things. There were a couple of the stepping pods that were torn off that were safety concerns. Those parts still haven't arrived, so they haven't been installed yet. Four Seasons landscape, they're mostly completed with the lighting there in the park. And then the leak detection company that was approved last month with NRW Consulting, that schedule will start next week on the 16th. For you this evening, the first thing is just a notification for when backflow devices for inspections are done. A lot of counties, cities, districts are moving to an electronic form of record keeping. Infomark is going with Vivo EnviroTrax. This is an online system where the certifications are scanned and uploaded, and then the TCEQ has access to that online data. There is no cost to the district to use this, for Infomark to use this service. If, say, a commercial project was going on and they had to have a backflow certified, and Infomark didn't do it, then they would need to use this service, and I think that the one-time use is like $12. But that would be upon that contractor, not the district or Infomark. More of a notification there. The first item for your board consideration is a quote from Austin Sign Company. It's to replace 2 signs that were removed from the Anderson and West Park that were installed a few months back. We're not sure what happened. They're just gone.
What signs?
It was the 2 green and white signs that were in kind of a L configuration there.
Anderson Middle West.
Yes, sir. Maybe 10 or 15 feet from the intersection.
So that's vandalism, basically?
We're assuming, yes. We expected our technician to find them in a ditch or a pond or something, but they haven't shown up, so we don't know what happened to them.
Aren't those put in with those kind of screws that you can't back out?
Oh, they apparently kicked the signs off of the post because the screws are still
The
in.
post is really?
The posts are there, the screws that were holding the signs are still there.
I thought they took the whole post and everything. I was like,
No, they left the post. I guess they did pretty good on the post install.
yeah.
We did ask them, instead of the normal screws that these type of signs are held with, that they actually use bolts to go and washers to go through the signs all the way through the post. So if they choose to take them again, they're gonna have to at least put forth some. That quote is in the amount of $520. The next thing on the list is Infomark's professional services agreement. It's been before you for a few months for consideration. There was 2 different options. One, the only difference between the 2 options was whether you wanted a dedicated Infomark technician here in the district for either 4 hours or 6 hours within the district. questions about the,
We're gonna talk about it during executive session.
okay. There was some spray painting done on some of the limestone landscaping rocks there at the Madeline Loop Park. It was just red spray paint with like some numbers, like I think one of them was that 6-7 meme, you know, that the kids do right now. Some other ones were other numbers that I'd have to go ask maybe my 10-year-olds or 11-year-olds to see what they mean. I'm still waiting because of where it is in the northwest or northeast corner of that park. There is vehicle access along the drainage channel, but I'm told that that pond is not drivable, even up along the edges. So you'd have to figure out some way to get water over there, and I don't yet know that solution. All I was going to ask for was a not to exceed $500 approval for this evening. If we can find a reasonable way to get over there and get that free move with a portable power washer, then we move forward with that. But again, I don't have quotes from vendors on that. That was just reported to us earlier this week. Then I have 2 quotes for your review. The first one is from G Squared Consulting in the amount of $7,000. The second one is from Outback Masonry Company. It's for $11,125. They're both for the CMU wall repair there on Anderson Mill, where there was an auto accident and they ran through the fence. We put up the temporary, cautionary fence and everything to kind of keep the sidewalk safe. But that's the 2 quotes to do that repair. I'll add that most of the contractors that we contacted, they don't do repair work like that. It's just too small for them. So that's why the 2 quotes that we did receive. The only edit to the Outback quote was he didn't specify any type of warranty, where the other one noted a 6-month warranty on material and labor. They're offering a 1-year warranty with the caveat that underneath those CMU walls, there's a concrete footer that was set when the walls were built. Their warranty would not cover if that footer were to settle or something like that.
Right.
That's it.
How soon can they do it?
I don't know what the schedule is.
Did we ever hear anything from the sheriff's department?
Still looking for the police report from both the city and the sheriff.
How soon can they do this? I know those neighbors are,
Yeah, I don't know how quickly we can get this on the schedule with either of the 2 companies. I know that G Squared Consulting, I know they've done some other work for other districts that we have here in the area. They're usually pretty responsive on scheduling. I don't know how that way.
They're just contractors at G2, right? They're like a multi-service,
Yeah, they do welding, painting.
and they just outsource it to,
No, they
have in-house?
Yeah, they have in-house people that do it.
So the G Square was, you said 7,000?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
they're the one offering the 1-year warranty,
They're offering a 6-month warranty.
6-month
For
warranty.
$7,000. The Outback Masonry is the 1-year warranty for $11,120.
Okay.
And has the county or city not gotten back to us on the report?
It's a PIR, I have to.
Oh.
We need to-
Well, I think we need to get something
We
done.
need
I
to
spoke
get-
to a resident and he said the police were called out, so the police were there, so
That's
it should be
good.
a
That's
report. And, once it's repaired, I agree with probably doing the repairs as fastly and quickly
Yeah,
as possible.
I think so.
We should see if we can go after the insurance company for them to reimburse us, right?
Right.
Just like we did with the
Yeah,
sewer pipe.
yeah.
That was
you want to
hit.
make a motion
Yeah.
on that, please?
I'll make a motion that we accept the 7,000, is it 7,000 even?
7,000 each.
$7,000 bid from, and what's the name of the company again?
G Squared Consulting.
G Squared Consulting.
Second
As
that.
soon as possible.
Second that.
Do you want to do everything as one motion?
Sure.
There's the other quote for the signs,
Oh,
for $520.
Yeah,
yeah,
put
let's
them
include
together.
that, put them together.
Okay.
Okay, guys, second vote.
Yep. Okay,
All in favor?
any discussion? All in favor? Thank you.
Great.
So we're gonna defer the graffiti and Infomark contract.
Correct.
Right.
Quick question on the Four Seasons. Did we give them a date to finish and to be installed by? Or what were our expectations on that? Because just 2 days ago, they just put in the wreaths, right?
Yeah, it's completed.
Yeah, but 2 days ago, they just completed.
They started before Thanksgiving and finished Monday.
The reason for the last night.
Right, right. Were we expecting them to, was there a time frame for us to?
Well, we didn't get it approved until late, so this next year we just need to do it sooner, so that was the biggest. We were late there's so many people that want this.
That wasn't the question. I was like, did we have an expectation or do we have
No.
anything written out that we expected it by?
We knew it was gonna take a little bit longer. Yes.
So, just for the public to know, this did get approved in last month's meeting. My expectation is they came out a day or two after that meeting and installed the lights on this building and the pavilions. And some trees in Anderson Mill West Park. The red and blue lights weren't installed yet or weren't on, and they just did the wreaths, so I think next time we need an expectation of when we want
Madam
it
President,
completed.
point of order, we have a motion on the table, can we just move on?
We have discussion, don't we, after you motion?
It's not really a
Hanoi,
discussion.
Do we have
The
discussion?
motion has been passed.
Hanoi, do we have discussion after we first and second, right? A motion and a second, right?
But it's been passed,
It does-
as he's right. Let's move on.
We're having this discussion. I'm just letting the people know that
On
this
which
is.
item are we having discussion, Madam President?
We are on D, no, we're on, it's actually none of these, so let's move on.
Can we move on, please?
Okay, so 8D, let's go to 8D, please. Thank you, Gerald.
Absolutely.
It's not even on there, so.
He was discussing the lights, so whatever.
8D.
Oh, the community event there at the park?
Yes, want me to do that, or you want to do that?
That's
Okay.
not really being
So-
organized by Infomark, so.
We just need to make sure that Santa Claus is ready to go. But I believe that the date that we have for that is on the 14th.
That's this Sunday?
It is, and let's do 5:30 PM. And that is for the kids in the park.
Here at Lakeland?
No,
No, it's.
that Anderson Mill West
Oh, I
Park,
thought we were gonna.
so they can turn the
Karen,
lights
you talked
on.
about rotating?
I did, I
Yeah.
asked, and I've discovered that there's problems with getting lights and facilities and so forth, and so, but I do think that's something for the park committee to look into, that we rotate doing some things in some of our other parks.
We have a beautiful building here, we could have, you know.
Okay.
Well,
nice-
maybe next year we can put a tree out here that the kids can light up, because part of it is that the kids turn the lights on.
Yeah.
If you're
so,
still
but-
here.
But I say the park committee, look into that. For other places, I mean, let's do what we've got for now, but to share, to spread around in doing things.
Sounds good. Okay, do we need to make a motion on that? I mean, it's free, but,
So is the MUD spending any money for anything on this?
no, we're not, same as last year, no.
So if you just put on, make sure you put on the district website.
Correct.
1214 for the.
And can you
And
get the
is
mobile
this-
sign and move it around a couple times this week about the event in the park on Sunday?
Thank you.
And how are the residents being notified of this?
It's going on the website.
On the
And,
website?
and the mobile sign.
And the mobile sign. How many days in advance?
Not very many.
No.
David, we're doing the best we can. We can cancel it if it's not enough time.
I'm not gonna cancel it for these kids, they love it.
David would like to cancel.
I know he would. Anything to do for kids, yeah. Okay, let's move on. Discuss, you've got repairs, correct? 8E.
We've already-
I've got one item we didn't bring up.
Okay.
The lighting situation at the intersection of El Salito and 620.
The lack thereof.
Right, and is Jacob still here? Oh, he's
Went
outside.
outside.
He's here though.
But that's-
Anybody that's driven that at night, it's bad. You can't see the boulevard when you're turning in there. And, you know, we used to have a light, I think we had the lights for the sign, the Anderson Mill West sign, and somebody hit it and knocked it out, and it's never been repaired. You know, that happened, you know, like in 23, I think, and it hasn't been repaired. But there's just no light at that intersection, and it's hard to see, especially at nighttime.
You want to bring that up to Jake to put it
Well,
on the agenda?
we've talked about it before. The problem is the electricity doesn't work at that intersection. So, there really never was a light there. It's not like the light's gone. The light had been the sign itself because there's an electrical box right there. We just need to get it fixed. So really what we need to do is we need an authorization to repair the electric box and get electricity to that spot so we can light that intersection. I really think it's dangerous.
We can have M&C go out there and investigate to find out what.
Find out what we need to do.
I think the board didn't take the decision because they are going to, the road is being expanded on.
Yeah, but I don't
When that's
think
gonna happen, I don't know.
I don't think we want to wait. I mean, I jokingly said, we could put a coffee table lamp there at the intersection, and it would do something at least to show you where the cement is, because you can't see it at night.
Solar lights in the ground.
Yeah, solar light. There you go.
They're not that expensive.
No,
Okay,
they're not. That's a great idea.
I'll get that.
I'll buy
to you
some
with,
solar lights and put 'em
with
in.
what the quote was previously, and I'll share it with the board.
But that solar lights is a real good idea. They're really inexpensive.
Well.
Just
look
for
into it.
emergency.
Look into it.
Okay.
Okay.
let us know.
Okay,
I'm gonna go do it.
all right. Is that all of it?
Anything else? Number 9, committee assignments and reports. Parks Committee, including discuss needed repairs. Do you want to talk about that, Gerald, on what we're working on right now?
The ongoing project has been approved.
Yeah, it's already been approved, it's already been done. I don't think, we talked about the last meeting, I don't think we need to talk
We're
about
just
it.
still waiting for the scheduling of the contractor to get materials in, basically delivered, so that project can get started.
Anybody have anything on, thank you, anything on B?
Yes, Carol and I have met and discussed the strategy that we're going to use, which is basically twofold. We're going to find out what's the code section number.
The code 40, the water code 49, just lay it out and then start going and working. I have done a little bit, just going through our stuff.
Right, and then we're going to also
Yeah.
look at other MUD websites
Yes.
to
yes.
see what appeals to us and get an idea of what we need to do.
And I have done a little bit of that, not, there's a lot to be done.
But we think we'll probably come to the board, or we will come to the board in January, asked to produce either an RFP or something to redo the website and take it away from Touchstone, unless they can bid on it, obviously. But this all has to do with having the website not contain every little tiny thing that's been changed over the last 8 years, and just have what's mandatory to be on there. I see a lot of links on it where they click on a link and it goes to section 49. So, but we'll come to the board in January with that. And
You can do C too,
huh?
if you have anything for C.
No, not right now.
Okay.
Oh, I do want to ask, has The audit firm, have they contacted y'all yet about when they're gonna start, or nobody's contacted? Because they usually contact us and let us know, you know, if they wanna start early, they wanna start late. They haven't said anything yet?
They did send me the little one-page form I can fill out. Grant, everything else to the auditor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Double check it.
I'm asking if you know of any fraud, or is that the one?
No, it's like 3 standard questions.
Oh, okay, okay.
When I asked you about I asked you about what do I
Yeah,
do?
you all, we've gotten a fraud one already. We've
Okay,
already-
okay.
here.
So they're in the process.
They are in the process?
Yeah, I mean, they're typically, the fiscal year end is September 30th, so they.
Yeah, and
start-
we should really ask, but the bookkeeping firm,
Artesian.
yeah, Artesia, if they've been contacted yet. Are they still on?
They're not.
Okay, yeah, that's who we should
I
check
can
with,
follow up with them.
but that's more them.
Jake,
Yes, sir.
forwarding that email to me just so that I can contact.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and I know it's a little early, but I see Waste Management here. If we're thinking about having a spring dumpster thing out here, I know we need to get an early start because they get filled up, because you'll go to them and they'll say, oh, we're already all filled up, so,
Kind of like Christmas lights, yeah.
yeah. So maybe do that at the next monthly meeting.
You wanna put that on their call?
To add an agenda item to schedule,
Spring cleanup,
trash pickup.
yeah, what are those things called? Roll off?
Also, can you add there the discussion of hiring a district manager?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, deeds, we're having a meeting on Friday, first time in a while, so we'll go through that later, next
So,
meeting.
I
Waste
have a question
management?
for deed committee. Y'all haven't mentioned anything, nothing's been brought up in the meetings
We're having
at
our
all.
meeting on Friday. We'll
No,
bring
but
it up
like
at our next meeting.
every month, nothing is discussed here in the public meeting
Well,
about.
if I remember,
Chris, didn't
Hanoi
we have
asked
a
us.
separate meeting in the past for deed restriction by itself?
But we
say what you
decided
said.
not
We
to
made a
have separate
resolution
meetings.
for that.
Right, okay, but
Tonight
aren't we ever
discusses.
gonna discuss,
When we have something
You
to
made it,
discuss,
actually.
we're gonna call a meeting. We don't have anything to discuss.
what about all the letters that went out to the residents?
Those are form letters. We're going through a process and we got
Remember when you-
great results
Bring
with
it
the
up.
form letters.
Yeah,
Very inexpensive.
It was up to a committee.
It was up to the committee and we made an agreement with that.
I just think that it should be brought public, all these decisions, it should be a board decision.
I can tell you,
You're making mistakes, you're making mistakes.
I can say
Really?
that
Yes, really,
it's
yes.
improving.
Would you like me to tell you which one you're making a mistake?
Point of order, if we don't have to update on the committee, can we move on?
No,
Yeah.
we don't have anything to talk
Contact
about.
Madam President, I ask that you bring
Let's move
forward
on.
We had
that-
all month to do that, David. I
Let's
didn't get a
just move
call
on.
or anything from you.
And please, I am gonna say
There's-
one thing, that if you have something to talk to Deeds about, you go through Deeds, not through Cole.
Right.
You go to the committee, that's the way we've always been as a board, so please do that. Thank you.
The situation here is, they can do open records requests as they do daily,
Right,
right?
right.
So
And
this whole idea that we're hiding
and
stuff
getting one member from the Deeds
is
Committee
of
is not
course
a
for election
quorum.
purposes.
One member, David.
Can you,
No,
point of order,
I'm not
she should not
talking to
be
her.
heard,
Point
committee.
of
They
order,
asked
you
one
guys,
person
stop.
from the Deeds Committee.
Okay, stop. Yes, they can talk to one other person.
She
Okay, we're
wants to
moving
talk
on
Mr.
to
Roberts.
old business, 10A, approved.
Which is gonna do.
Memorandum of Understanding related to sage management between Lake Lion Oaks Homeowners Association and the district. We have a meeting on Friday. Hopefully they show. Okay, 10B, discuss fire fees in the city of Cedar Park. I think we all know that there is not a lot that we can do. Cedar Park is very expensive to live in. I wish we all could answer everybody's emails. I do want to say that. I wanted to say it at the beginning. We all cannot respond. Only one person can respond to the people, our residents. So that is being done. I've made some phone calls. I've done some research. I think we all have.
I have a motion.
It's not
on
going to
that,
get cheaper.
On the fire protection,
And no.
I have a motion,
What is your motion?
to address the residents' concerns about the fire protection.
Okay, that needs to go up with the fire department. That
No, 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 I-
cannot be
we
done.
need to
Hey, he
discuss
made a
it.
motion.
I made a motion
Okay,
Is there
to
a
discuss
second?
Related
the
to what
gentleman's
item?
concerns.
What item on the
There's no
agenda, Madam
second.
President?
There's no second.
I know. 10B, 10B. Did we have a second?
Information
motion-
Management
No,
Committee?
okay, let's
No.
move on.
No, it's 10B, right?
Yes, it is
Discuss fire
10B.
protection fee from the city of Cedar Park, old business. My motion is to address the gentleman's concerns about the fire protection in this district. Can I get a second?
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Number 11, attorney's report. Cole.
Sorry, I'm just
You guys can nod your head, but it's not our job as a MUD to do that.
Don't speak to us.
On the attorney's report, you've got two items. One is the district's consolidated rate order. I referred to this earlier. The district rate order is the living document that governs the rates and the fees that are charged to district residents. And so that's on the district website as well. But what we did with this rate order, Daryl, I don't know if y'all can pull it up, but I'll have to pull it up. It's not in this meeting. Where is it? Let's see. I think what we did is there was one misspelling from a few years ago that Daryl caught that we were able to change. But we clarified that how the fire protection fee is charged to residents in the district, and that's based, Daryl, you're probably going to be better at explaining this than I am from your operational side. It's a per rate unit based on meter size. And so in the rate order, it gives the size of all the meters within the district. What's the common residential meter size?
5/8 inch.
5/8. And so it's, I guess, the structure of how that's charged is in here. So the rate order added per rate unit based on meter size. So I think someone had a question about, if there's a commercial structure that has a larger meter, are they paying the same amount as a single family home? If their meter is larger, then they're going to be paying a larger fee for that fire protection service. And then we added a line item that just says, as of May 1st, 2025, the monthly fire protection fee adopted by the city of Cedar Park is $34.89 per unit based on meter size, which is based on the structure of this. So those are the only changes that have been in the rate order for the board to discuss and adopt.
Madam President, are you engaged in this conversation or are you just distracted with something else?
Just what he said.
So again, all the rate order does is, the only changes is it is stating that the fire protection fee is based on a per unit size based on the meter size within the district.
So you need a motion, Cole?
I do.
So the question, do I do it now or wait? Can
Can we have a motion and then discussion?
Who's going to do the motion? Do you want to do the motion, Helen? Do you want to do that motion for that? What exactly needs to be said, Cole,
So there's a
on how you want it to be done?
Motion to approve the amended rate order.
to
Right.
amend the.
Which we need to do.
Amend the motion is to amend the rate order. That's what we are basically need to do something about. I make a motion, we amend the rate order.
I'll second.
And then it fits into the information that has been provided to us by.
Already. Right.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
Call for the vote.
Discussion.
We have been discussing this,
Well,
so.
what is your
Well,
question?
she just asked, do I say it now or do I make the vote?
Go
And I
ahead.
said
David,
vote
go
and then
ahead.
discuss. No, Carol was asking to discuss it.
What is it, what's your question?
No, you said, do I
Okay.
voice my concern now?
Who made the second, who seconded the motion?
I second it.
I apologize to you. I was asking because I wasn't clear as to what he was actually asking. And it says what it says is to amend the district consolidated rate order. So I made that motion, let's do that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to give
Right.
you the opportunity to speak because you,
Well, thank you, Dave.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. And let me just say, I spent a good bit of time myself in looking and reading all the documents that you provided that have come from the fire department, and worked with Daryl quite extensively in compiling this collection of information. And then Daryl provided a summary letter to Mr. Hopper, I believe, of what we have at this time. I think the questions are valid, and I think we will honor those and try to do some things about those. But anyway, I think it's appropriate that we approve the amended rate.
I want
Let's
to,
take a vote.
no, wait, I want to speak. I agree, we have to have a rate order and we have to approve it. My only thing on the current rate order, oh my God. Cole, sorry. In there, it says that any rate increase is just gonna go through, right? We're not gonna have to bring it
No,
up?
we removed that.
Did you remove that?
Yeah, that pass-through language is removed.
Good.
It's easier traditionally to do pass-through language because then you don't have to amend your rate order every time something changes. But in this case, we just added what the current rate is now, so when Cedar Park issues another letter, whenever that might be, we have to amend the rate order again. So,
Again, so the public is notified that?
yes.
Okay,
So
That-
by that,
fantastic.
the
That's
notification
all I
to the
want.
public that the
Excellent.
rate order is being amended, what is it that's being
I
changed?
think, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. We're taking a vote.
We got a motion.
Do we have a second?
I seconded it.
Okay, all in favor?
Then the second item is just your litigation, and that's something for executive session.
Okay. I just want to go back to, I know that Chris had said something that we could talk about in executive session tonight, but we won't be able to do that. I'm sorry, Chris.
Okay,
So we
So-
can pick it up at another time at another meeting.
Well,
Are you gonna be
yep.
in the executive session?
Yeah.
we can have a special meeting.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that too. So, right now, we need to convene into executive session, pursuit the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, to discuss matters only relating to pending complicated litigation, personal matters, real estate transactions, security, if necessary. So, tonight, it is about the lawsuit. So, David, we're asking you that you are not in this meeting tonight. And the time is 5:37. Chair. Guess I don't really need one. Chris, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, it is 6:17. We are topic that we need to talk about. We need to have one more meeting. What day did we decide that?
Well, I think
22nd?
that's what you talked about.
Yes, okay. If
So
you
do you
could,
want to call for a special meeting and make sure, I just need to make sure I get the agenda posted in a timely manner and distributed to everybody.
What time? Because the time,
12 noon.
huh?
12 noon,
12 noon.
yes.
We'll
Okay,
eventually get to 8 a.m.
No, but you all still need to, I'll get you the November minutes before Christmas. If you all can look at the October minutes and
okay.
I make a motion to meeting adjourned.
happy holidays, everybody. Have a good Christmas, New Year's, holiday season.
Let's see who takes stuff home.
Goes to,
That's just ready, they're gonna probably video,
oh, that's fine.
threw my pen out, what the?
Hope your wife enjoys the meal.
Are either of these yours?
Yes, the one on the right is. Thank you.
What about a purple? Are you a purple man?
No, sir, I got my phone right in my hand.
Hanoi?
No, I have my cell phone.
Oh, this must be that.
Is there a phone floating around? You're welcome. You got me.
Your consistent comment, you know, everybody